the point I want to draw is that if you spend some time watching the TV these days, you'll find that people all over the world are dying for the opportunity to vote. And here in Canada and in North Vancouver, we take that for granted and we don't vote. And democracy as a process compels that you put some time in and you actually participate. And to see the degree of apathy that we have for the election process is truly a tragedy. And so what I'm going to do is not only am I going to ask you to vote, but when it's election day, whether you're voting for me or the other guy,
Who's the other guy?
we don't know yet. He hasn't announced.
Hope it's not the same one.
I think it is, but leaving that issue aside, knock on the door of your neighbor. Pick one you don't associate with much. Pick one you don't know whether they're going to vote or not. Knock on the door and remind them to vote. If all you do is get one more person out, and everybody does that, we double the vote. And maybe that's what it takes to change. So just ask one person that you don't know, and if they're in your neighborhood, if they're a house at the end of the block, then make sure you tell them where they can go to cast a vote. And if you want to ask more, do so. And it doesn't matter who they vote for. It's just important that they get out and exercise that right. My campaign. A little unusual, I think, as Pam would admit. Just about everybody that runs for politics now puts out a website, call it an online advertisement as to who they are and how long they've been in the community, and usually a fairly brief synopsis of their positions. I've done something a little different. I've gone into expansive detail on virtually every issue and why I'm at the point thinking that I'm at and the position I will take on those issues. And I would encourage you to go to that website. It isn't there just to educate you as to what I will do, but it's there to tell you what, in fact, you can hold me accountable for doing in terms of my conduct. This whole election process, whether it be municipal, provincial, or federal, has more often than not be run on the basis of trust me. And then they go off and do something that you didn't think of at all, and you don't like the byproducts of it. My intent is to iron some of those kinks out by making you understand in advance how I will behave. Yeah, it's, if you put the whole thing in, it's HTTP.
Oh, don't know.
Okay, kerrymorris.ca. It's all, we have multiple websites. They all take you to kerrymorris.ca. We have another that's kerrymorrisformayor.ca and kerrymorrisforabettertomorrow.ca. But they all take you to the same page. The bottom line is I am asking you to trust me, but I am going the next step and saying, this is what you can trust me to do. So I would encourage you to go through that and give it a good read. I want to tell you that in an effort to facilitate turnout, I'm going to hire buses. And I'm going to run bus loops in the neighborhoods to the polling stations. Now, in advance of the election, I'm going to be giving you the loop routes so you'll be able to get on a bus rather than drive your car, since we're not car friendly anymore, and I don't want the car to be the obstacle to your attendance at a polling booth. And you can be picked up on that route, driven up to your polling station, and it'll be polling station specific, and then count on that bus coming back at a prescribed period of time and take you back down to where you got on it so that you can walk. And there'll be no charge. I'm going to pay for it. And you can vote for the other guy and still ride the bus. I talked about getting a neighbor out. I'm going to have a series of town halls. Now, both town halls and, in fact, coffee events. The first coffee event is being held at Tom and Mary's at this coming weekend, next Sunday, which is the 27th, I believe. What is it? Pardon me, it's the 4th. The 4th. And we'll have, they're sponsoring a coffee event, and it's an opportunity for you to come in and ask me questions and get answers. Precise answers as to what I support and what I don't support and how I will act. We will have a number of those, and in fact we're looking for people to sponsor those so that you can have a group of your neighbors come in, and I will attend and tell you how I will conduct myself firsthand, and if there are matters that you either haven't fully researched off my website or in the alternative aren't covered on my website, then you'll be able to pose those questions and I'll tell you what I will or won't do. And I'm definitive on what I won't do as well, not just what I will do. We're also running a series of town halls. And before we got started today, I made arrangements with this church. I will be running several out of this church. They will occur at John Braithwaite. They will occur at Delbrook, Memorial, here, hopefully Brooksbank, hopefully Cloverly, and hopefully Ridgeway Annex before they put 1 million condominiums in there. And we will be inviting several blocks in the area to come, and the theme will be Meet Your New Mayor. And again, ask the questions and get the answers. They'll all be videotaped and they'll be put up on the website, so for those people that can't attend, they'll have an opportunity to sit in the luxury of their own living room and watch it on their computer or their TV if they've got that capability. And hopefully through that process, you'll get to know me a little better and what I believe in and what I don't believe in, and I'll hopefully get to know you a little better. If you're willing to sponsor a coffee event, we're looking for those, so let us know. You can corner me later or you can email me, and I've got a press release here and my email information is on there, so as well as my phone number, so please take that opportunity. The town halls are intended to have between 50 and 150 people. They're intended to be on the smaller side so that people can get up and ask their questions and take me to task. And you can bring, if you want, you can come or bring supporters of the other side as well. I think any candidate should be capable of being tested by those that oppose. So nothing will go on between June 9th and June 24th because I'm taking my son to Europe to see the 24 Hours of Le Mans. The final points that I wish to make are that I have been encouraging Ms. Nickel to run. She represents a demographic, young women with young children, and I hope she will come out and run for council. I think she'll do a great job, and I'll endorse her if and when she does. And I endorse Pam Bookham, and I hope that you will return her as councillor. I think she's been tireless at defending people's needs in this community, and I certainly think she's done a great job.